Hey everybody, I am Danny. I am the DM for GenZ&D, and if you are watching this video, you are subscribed to the GenZ&D Patreon, and we appreciate it deeply, truly and honestly. But you may not really be all that familiar with D&D, and I'm going to fix that today in one quick video. Because D&D can be explained in 3 simple steps. The first one is understanding that D&D is a game of storytelling and gambling. D&D at its most basic is a high fantasy game where you tell stories with your friends about your characters. How those stories go, though, is determined by rolling dice. Gambling. You may be the fiercest warrior in all the land and have slain many dragons and conquered this, that, and the other. But if you say, I want to pick up this table and throw it at that guy, the DM, which is my job, may say, okay, roll me an athletics check. You'll roll a d20, and how well you do on that roll determines whether or not you successfully do the thing you wanted to do. For example, if you rolled a natural 1, the lowest number on the die, the mightiest warrior in all his land leans down, tries to pick up the table, and throws out his back. Gambling with your character. But I got ahead of myself a little bit. The second step is making a character. In order for there to be a D&D game, people have to have shown up at the table with characters made. And making characters is very simple. It only takes 3 steps. Step 1, have an idea. Are you the mightiest warrior in the land? Have you slain dragons? Are you on your way to plunder forgotten caves? Are you the smartest wizard that ever has been? Are you crafting new arcane knowledge and trying to do interesting things with spells? Are you a druid, a force of nature who is wielding nature's power to their magical benefit? Whatever it may be, you gotta have that idea. And step 2 is doing the math to make it real. Yeah, the math kind of sucks, and it's really difficult, or it can be. Fortunately, we live in the 21st century, and there are a bunch of very useful tools such as D&D Beyond that'll help you make your first character sheet that do the math for you. I'm not sponsored by D&D Beyond, but frankly, I'd be okay with it if I was, because it's a very useful tool and I recommend it to everyone. But ultimately, what you're going to do is assign 6 numbers to the 6 statistics. Those are strength, how strong your character is, dexterity, meaning your nimbleness, or nimbleness of fingers if you're trying to pick a pocket maybe, your constitution, meaning how many hits you can take before you go down, your intelligence, pretty self-explanatory, how many things you know, your wisdom, not how many things you know, but how good you are at understanding the world, and then charisma, which is how good you are with being around people. You'll assign your highest numbers to the ones you want to be best at. And yes, you will have higher numbers and lower numbers because nobody likes a story where you just succeed at everything all the time. Even Superman has kryptonite, and keep that in mind. Then step 3 is find some friends. In order to play D&D, you gotta have a group of people with you. And you know what? I believe in you. You can do this. You either have friends already, or you will find them. If you want a recommendation on how to do that, there will be another video for how to create your D&D group. But finding some friends and getting a game of D&D started aren't one-to-one. The first thing you need to do is designate who is the DM, aka the Dungeon Master. That's the person who generally you can think of as the narrator, meaning they'll tell you what happens in the world as a result of your actions. But they're not just narrating the story, they're an advocate for the dice. Because if you roll a natural 1 and you say, well, I want to try and get out of it, the DM is the one who holds you accountable and says, no, you failed on this one. Tell the story of how your character interacts with the players around you and the world, and let the DM tell you the results of your actions. Step 3 is how to win. And this is a trick question because there is no winning in D&D. Just have fun. Try and do the thing, and if you don't, that's okay. Just be a good sport about it. Because, nobody's having fun if people are getting salty. Sometimes the players will lose. Sometimes the dice will absolutely just deal you the worst hand you possibly could have. But this isn't poker, and losing can be fun. Maybe you tried to do something very simple, like ask the guard for directions to the next town over. Maybe you do such a terrible job the guard mistakes you for a famous robber, and now you have to try and run from the town's guards who are chasing you. You failed at that role, but you succeeded in having fun. And that's D&D. It's telling a story with a bunch of your friends and gambling with the lives of the characters that you and all of your friends have cooked up. Now get on out there and play. Or don't. Just keep watching us. Either one works. Won't judge you.